Hi everybody, welcome back. As you can see, I'm in a pine plantation. I know just tap the screen, that's it, it's a bit clearer. Still recording on my phone. That replacement camera never came, I'll have to chase that up. Right then, back to this fungus. As you can probably see from the floor, one there, a couple over there. This dead birch has had a few on its life. So look over here. So you've still got some of the spore level in here, but I tell you what, this is hard. Now I'm into bushcraft, I love bushcraft, learning primitive skills and knowledge that's not really passed down anymore. Obviously it is, otherwise we wouldn't know about it, but it's not taught like it would have been taught for everyday living hundreds of years ago. Right, spore level, you can see horizontal. What you want is this fluffy stuff at top, so you need to get rid of that spore level and the top of it. Look, MCQ Bushcraft scrapes all that off. The other guy I watched just bashed it with back of his axe and didn't bother. And then boil it, and as you can see, I can see, it looks like suede. It is fluffy, like they said on YouTube last night. And you boil it, you can either boil it with ash from silver birch or just boil it on its own. That's what MCQ Bushcraft did. And then he lit it. Now this is it. I thought this fungus was for using with flint and steel, which I'm fond of, because now I've learnt more primitive skills with firelighting with the bow drill and flint and steel. Well, the flint and steel I've been doing a while now. That's what I want to use with it, you know. I don't see the point in doing all this work, getting this fungus, doing all the boiling, the drying, the beating it to soften it up, to go and light it with a ferro rod, when you can just peel the birch bark off, scrape it into some dust and light that. You know, it's full of resin, it'll burn brilliantly. So, unless you're going to use it for a flint and steel kit, I think it's a lot of time for not a lot of reward. As you can see on this one, these are the spores going down, and all you're going to get at a great big fungus like this is this thin layer here. So you've got to spend the time cutting all that away to prepare this fungus. That's a lot of time, people, for what are you actually getting back. Yes, you're practicing a primitive skill, a bushcraft skill, but there's a lot of damn work. Now, I did hurt my arm yesterday when I went out with a friend, and I shouldn't have been doing what they were doing, because I've got my job interview tomorrow, and I shouldn't really damage my arm and then try and get a job. You know. So anyway, where were I before I got distracted? Right, I'm going to take my sticks back to the car now. I might have a quick waltz round, quick look for some chaga with some silver birches down there, but I think all I'm going to find is horseshoe fungus. But we don't know. If we don't look, we won't know. Now, Survival Russia, he finds his up in Siberia, which is higher up. I don't know whether if you went like higher up England, sort of into Scotland, you'd find chaga. I'm in Nottinghamshire, and I don't know whether this far up the, you know, from the equator, whether it's on the right line around the earth, you know, the belt lines, to actually get chaga here as well. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. So thanks for joining me in woods. I know I can hear the road nearby, but when I do shut up talking, you can hear the lovely birds. There was, I don't know which one it were earlier, when I was right over other side, outside the plantation, and in like a silver birch plantation really, because it's just like 2 or 3 acres full of silver birch. There was some right screaming going off. There's a big birch here, look, that's been cut. That's an old one. So I have had a quick look for fat wood, but it's not been my priority because I've been looking for this wood. I wanted bow shapes for the bow drills, and also looking for fungus. So, but I thought if I did find some, then I'd collect some for a friend. So, alright, and you take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.